Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World. Me, John Jordan. So I thought I'd have a little look at what's going on with Theta Arena. So this is a project that has been knocking around for a while in 2020. Kind of went live towards the end of 2020 after a beta. And I kind of thought it's worth just having a look at what's going on with it, some of the numbers around it, and a quick sort of overview of the game. So here we are at the homepage, THETAARENA.com. And it's sort of interesting. The first thing we see here is total players. So in terms of the game sort of going kind of properly live now, it's been pretty successful in the sense that, as you can see, they've had almost 20 million players. It's quite a nice sign-up process. So you just put in your email address and it sends you a code, like a verification code, and then you're sort of straight in. Also worth noting, it's available on mobile devices and on PC, and there is an APK as well, so you don't have to get it from the Google Play Store. You can just download the actual APK. Much more popular in Asia, and the developer behind this, I think, is based out of Vietnam, but definitely in Southeast Asia. So we see a whole bunch of blockchain stuff here as well. So we've got the contract addresses for the two tokens. So we have the Theta Arena, what it's called, the Theta Arena coin, which is the THC contract address, and then the Theta Arena gem, which is the other one shown above, and we can kind of see running on Binance Smart Chain. And so there's some blockchain stuff there. But what's interesting about it is, as we sort of go through and look at the numbers, is it's very much a sort of a very layered sort of game. So there is blockchain stuff in there, but it is really not very obvious, and you sort of have to know it's there. And we'll sort of see as we sort of go through the process. So that's what's going on in terms of just this page. I mean, we can sort of click through and see some other stuff. There's video gameplay, NFTs. Actually, we can just go here, go straight to the marketplace. So this is the marketplace, web-based marketplace, and we can see here there's a whole bunch of effectively NFTs. So there's various things we can sort of choose. Drop downs here. So this is the latest stuff. So obviously these are NFTs that other players are earning in the game, and then they're putting on sale on this marketplace. And if we click on here, we can see, so this is the wallet that owns it. We can see it's common, we can see the skin is mythical. There's a whole bunch of sort of stats and stuff. We can see the price here. This is in wrapped BNB tokens. This is the Binance token, the wrapped version of the Binance token for the Binance Smart Chain. And we can see sort of the point of owning some of these NFTs is you get a win bonus, and there's this kind of a sort of battle count daily. So the GTHC token is a sort of non-blockchain version of the token. So as with all these sort of kind of issues, if you have something that's purely on the blockchain, so at the moment with Axie Infinity, every single Axie is a blockchain item. That gives you lots of advantages in the sense that it's sort of clean. There's no sort of, is this on the blockchain, is this not on the blockchain? But if you have a free-to-play game, like this is a THETAN Arena, is a free-to-play game, you have to have a whole bunch of stuff that is not on the blockchain, because you can't just give people NFTs, because there's a cost associated with them, and they could just sell them off. So you basically run out of money straight away, because everyone would just mint all the stuff, and things would have no price. So the complexity with this sort of game comes with the fact you've got a free-to-play game on mobile and PC, and a whole bunch, and you want to get a whole bunch of people playing it, which has clearly happened. But then, how do you sort of onboard them to the blockchain stuff? Where do you put the blockchain stuff in there? And this is, I guess, what's really interesting, and why I'm doing this video, and it's interesting in general for blockchain games. I think every game has a sort of different way of doing it. It sort of decides how it wants to position itself. Obviously, the advantage of a Theta Arena type approach is you can go on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, but that sort of means all your blockchain stuff is not happening within those apps. You're having to sort of break it all out and do it on browser, and that means you kind of start to lose. It becomes harder for the audience to sort of follow you around. So if we come here, we go to DApp Radar. your most trusted source of that data, of course. So this is the rankings page on Binance Smart Chain for Theta Arena, and we kind of see what's going on here. So we can see here, in terms of users in the last 24 hours, we've only actually got 3,000, and this is basically looking at the smart contracts. So that's what's sort of being tracked there, and we can see over 7 days we've got 16,000, and over the last month we've got 67 sort of thousand. So not nothing, but obviously very different to the 20 million we were seeing as registered players. So we've got, and we can't even do the maths, an enormously smaller percentage, not even 1%. So yeah, 0.03%, something like that. I don't know, pretty small. The other thing to look at here is if you just kind of fiddle around with this, we can kind of see. So again, this is on-chain data. So even with actually Axie, there's a whole bunch of on-chain. There's off-chain and on-chain data. So the battles that are done in Axie are off-chain, and the NFT ownership is on-chain, but all the NFTs are on-chain in Axie. In this game, there are off-chain. There's off-chain currency. There's off-chain NFTs. There's on-chain currency. There's on-chain NFTs, and you really see this sort of massive it's almost like a thousandth sort of factor between what's happening on-chain and what's happening off-chain. So we can see here the sort of when the game sort of probably goes live in November, we can kind of see a few thousand. This is in DAU, so daily active unique wallets, and we got a peak here of 12,000 sort of at the start of December. But then pretty much we've seen a decline. So this isn't necessarily a decline, necessarily say the off-chain activity is declined, but in terms of on-chain activity, we saw rise to about 10,000, which I'm going to say is not that long ago would have been not a lot, but would have been something. At the start of 2021. That would have ranked you in the top 10 blockchain games probably, but that's not where we are now. And the biggest blockchain games have hundreds of thousands of players on chain. Depends how they split their on chain, off chain stuff, of course. But we can see here, no matter what this peak was, it's sort of declining. And this is not to say that Theta Arena is sort of dead as a game, but it's sort of interesting, I think, when you have this sort of split between off chain and on chain. So clearly the people who are playing Theta Arena are either not understanding it's a blockchain game, or understanding it's a blockchain game and then just not being able to sort of get onto the blockchain bit of things. It's probably a bit of both. I think mainly the game is not being particularly marketed as a blockchain game, and because it has this sort of split between off-chain and on-chain, which is mainly actually focused towards the off-chain stuff, then really it's sort of, you sort of wonder why it is sort of on chain in a weird way. I mean, the game was actually sort of designed, and as we go and have a look at the game, you'll see it looks very much like a game you've probably sort of played from Supercell. So it was an existing off-chain game, like a normal traditional game that they sort of added blockchain to, but they've added it in such a way, I think mainly to get on the app stores, that they sort of made it almost impossible for anyone to sort of get into to combine the blockchain elements into the game. We can sort of see again this sort of thing. So this is the Theta Arena gems. So this is the price we can see. So this is tracking from CoinGecko. So the first price they start tracking this at is $1.59. It peaks, towards the end of November at $18.50. So that's a pretty good sort of run up. But then of course it's come sort of straight back down again to, it's still higher than what it was before, but that's $5. So this is sort of the sort of governance token, as we can kind of think about it. So it's down 78% from its high. And we also have this sort of Theta coin, which is more like the utility token, more like the SLP token in Axie. And we can kind of see this has basically gone, it started up here and gone sort of straight down. And it's 93% down from its all-time high. So we can see in sort of every case, as I say, I'm not saying Theta Arena couldn't recover. I think it's actually quite an interesting, quite a nice game if you want to play it as a game. But there's a misalignment between the blockchain side of things and the fact it's had 20 million people, signing up to play it. I mean, how long they played it for, sort of open to question, I suppose. But the two things clearly aren't geared. So let's just go have a quick look at the game. And actually, one thing I will point out. So this is an old web. So this is not a synced version of the web page. So you can see here it says connect wallet, and then here I've connected my wallet. So actually we can see here that I've connected through MetaMask. I've set up my MetaMask for Binance Smart Chain, and I've connected that wallet to this web page, and then I've linked my by my email address. I've linked my MetaMask wallet to my in-game account. So this is actually now showing. This icon here is actually showing my in-game avatar. That's sort of how you do the linking. So obviously you could do it on a mobile device. You could do it but you'd have to have a mobile. You'd have to have a mobile wallet in order to do the linking through the on the mobile app. But let's go into the game now and have a quick look at that. Okay, so here we are in the game. I mean, I've really only just started playing it. But we can see here, if you remember, this is my icon that I've set. So if you go in here, you can mess around and set the avatar. They're the free ones. And again, it's sort of you can't actually set up any blockchain stuff from within this interface. So again, I think that's one of the reasons that there's such a tiny percentage of people being tracked through that radar in terms of on-chain activity, because there's nothing you do in the game tells you anything about there's a wallet attached to it. I mean, at least I'm still playing through the tutorial, so maybe that's a reason for it. But if you go into the settings or something, there's nothing in there that says attach a wallet. You have to sort of do that externally and then link it back to your account. So there's that sort of massive, unless you're sort of looking online to see how to do it, which means you sort of understand this is a blockchain game. You just don't get that at all. So I think that's clearly the main thing that the developers are going to have to decide what it's going to do, presuming it's not happy with the sort of percentage conversion rate. So this game is a sort of third-person, sort of top-down shooter, mainly set up as sort of a MOBA type thing, but also I think there's a battle royale mode. But let's just I'm terrible at these games, but let's just do a quick match to show how it works. And as I say, there's no blockchain stuff in here at all. So the next thing I would have to do, I guess, is if I bought an NFT via the marketplace, then it would sync my wallet, and I could probably use that in the game. That's sort of the way it comes in. And if I played the game enough, I will earn stuff that will potentially be able to link through. So here I am here in green, and I've got this sort of area of weapon guy. So if I can talk and fire at the same time, so I'm going to just start throwing grenades at people if I see any enemy, and probably will do very, very badly. But yeah, just my general point here is, there we go. And I think it is difficult for all projects to try and work out what's the best way of onboarding. Particularly, I mean, if you just want to do a crypto game, then that's sort of fine. You just basically, you don't worry about the app stores, you don't worry about Steam. You just sort of go through and do your sort of crypto stuff via MetaMask or whatever sort of wallet you're doing. But if you are really looking for some sort of mass market approach, then it is difficult because certainly if you want to go through app stores, which most games don't do, there are lots of restrictions there. And the simplest way is not to have anything within your game about blockchain. But then how do you get people to actually understand this is a blockchain game without sort of going through without them knowing it sort of already? And it's not like there's loads of sort of blockchain marketing kind of campaigns or ways of getting people into blockchain games, really. I mean, there's sort of ad hoc sites and sort of things like that. So we'll kind of see how it all pans out. I'll keep an eye on what's going on with THETAN. Oh, I've been frozen with THETAN Arena, and I'm down dead. Which I say, I mean, I'm not massively into these games. I do think it's a really nicely sort of polished game, but without the blockchain stuff, I don't think it would particularly stand out from other sort of similar games. Wow, what's going on there? But equally on the blockchain side of things, it doesn't really stand out because clearly no one's using the blockchain side of things, which is sort of reflected in things like the token price. So anyway, that's what we've got going on. This is THETAN Arena. Definitely, I think it's worth sort of checking out. And I'll probably play some more of it, see if I can actually sort of earn some NFTs. Yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching. This is Blockchain Gaming World, where I'm, as much as anyone, trying to make sense of how to how to sort of combine gaming and blockchain is a difficult thing. There are no right answers at the moment. Everyone's sort of working out their own way of doing it. I'm going to die. Oh, we'll get to that help. But please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.